I just think right now, women, especially in business, this is the year of women. I just know that.
Life begins at 150 grand a year. Life gets better at 250 and life gets real good at 500. Nobody can tell me differently on it.
When you start teaching something, I feel like that's when you start to master the actual art of it.
You and I, when we publish a book, we can go toe to toe with any of the New York trade publishers, any of the big time authors. We get to compete in that marketplace and then let the market decide whether our stuff is good.
People forget sometimes as an entrepreneur, the whole damn point of entrepreneurship is to make money.
And now here is The Win with your hostess, serial entrepreneur, marketeer, and chief sexy boss, Heather Havenwood.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Win with Heather Havenwood. And I'm super excited today to have someone on that I'm doing some business with Mobit. Jim, are you there? Woo-woo.
I am here. Hi, Heather.
Hey, and so if you're watching us on YouTube, you see us live video. If not, you listen to us on podcasts and our radio on 43 different radio stations across the country through Biz Talk Radio, as well as iTunes and Google Play. So welcome to The Win. My name is Heather Havenwood. I'm going to be introducing you to Jim. Jim is a senior vice president and early investor in Mobit, a marketing automation company headquartered in Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona, actually. And he's also the co-founder of Inbound Marketing Agency, the Patent Group. Over the past 25 years, his strategies have been organized by all sizes, from small internet startups like me to one of the world's largest companies. He has personally facilitated over 70 million in sales for his clients. Jim is an awesome sales guy. Don't get near him because he'll sell you into like ice in the middle of us, like Alaska. He has a broad background in marketing and has worked over 1,000 companies, helping them with automating their marketing in industries including consumer products, capital finance, software development, publishing, telecommunications, real estate, higher education, and a lot. Blah, blah. A ton. So the cool thing is we're going to talk about today is this company called Mobit. I want you to really get this because I think email marketing is going to go away. I really think it's going to go away in the next 3 to 5 years. And so Jim's passion is providing strategies, the platform and set of solutions to help professionals deeply deploy marketing automation funnels to grow their business, specifically for mobile. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you've ever heard me on any other podcast, anyone, you probably heard me say, text the word Heather to 72,000 to learn more, to get my free gift, which by the way, you can do. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how the future of this thing called a phone in your hand, I'm sure you have it, or maybe listening on that device right now, that how the future of mobile marketing is going to probably take away email marketing. But before we get started to that, Jim, let's start with how in the world did you get started and with Mobit so many years ago? Or how many years ago was that?
Sure, absolutely. So I've got a long background in marketing, and I'm always looking for the way things are changing and how you can engage with people. So marketing automation, been doing that for probably about 7 years. Most of marketing automation is done through email marketing, and would build some really complex and sophisticated campaigns for clients all over the world. But the problem always came back to the mode of communication. And so you can be sophisticated. You can say if they buy this shirt, market this shirt, just like Amazon does. But if all you're doing is sending emails and no one's checking emails, there's a problem. So we started to notice that about 4 to 5 years ago, and decided to sell our practice and put a few $1 million into building our own marketing automation platform. So we're very much in the vein of HubSpot, Marketo, Salesforce, of course, Infusionsoft. But we just do things totally different. So when I realized that if we could reach people on the channel they listen to most, this device, this is where everyone is. And we just had to focus all our attention on it. So when we talk about mobile marketing, that sounds really broad. It's like, well,
it does sound broad. People don't understand it. What does that mean? Are you going to text me crazy stuff? And I remember when I first met you, I want to kind of get an idea. I first met you at Traffic and Conversion Summit almost 3 years ago at this point, I think. And I remember you and I both were in a session, the big session of the main room. And you had somebody, the guy whoever the front of the room guy was, whoever was, said, text this to this. And something was off with it. You said, well, he's actually doing it illegal and he could actually be like charged all these thousands of dollars from And I'm like, really? You can't be? He's like, yeah, there's this thing called, FCC and the regulations and telecommunications and mobile. You're like, you got to make sure it's done right. And I thought to myself, wow, I had no idea. But you really are on the cutting edge of not only making sure that things are compliant, because there is this thing called FCC and telecommunications, and we're the United States of America, but also the future of people are moving away from email. People are no longer checking their email as much as they used to. They're really doing mobile. So how are people like using that today? I mean, how are you seeing that?
Sure. Well, people are inundated, right? I mean, it seems like everything they can sign up is another list. The average person has 6.3 email accounts. So when they sign up,
seriously?
Yes,
I only have 3, so I'm under average.
Yeah. My wife has a birthday email. Do you know what a birthday email is?
No.
It's to get all her birthday offers. Here's the problem. All the companies wanting to give her something for her birthday, they're getting her birthday email, and guess how many times a year she checks that email account?
Once a year?
Once a year. So most of the time when somebody's offering something, if you provide them their email, they're giving you, excuse the French, a crappy email, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's useless to you anyways. You're not going to be able to reach that person. They're never going to open it.
No.
The open rates on email are right around 18% to be generous. And people say, oh, you're doing good. You're getting 18%. And I always say, you mean 82% of people never even see what you're trying to tell them. And you think that's good? So with SMS and text and MMS, you're seeing open rates of 98%. And most of the people read those messages within 1 to 3 minutes. So that's a huge difference.
That's a huge difference. I mean, when I was doing a lot of email marketing, which I still do, if I was getting 15%, I was like dancing, right? What's up? That's awesome. I was like texting me like, I'm getting 15% open rate. So it's true. I mean, that's like honestly true. 15% was like off the top, A++. Average was between 10 and 11% open rate. But then you have click-through rate. So I don't know if you have any stats on that. You have open and then clicking through. Do you have any? I'm just totally throwing that out. Do you have any stats on that?
Yeah. And if you do an apples to apples comparison, it gets really embarrassing. And just to get to the nutshell, I mean, the click-through rate on an email is about 2%.
Okay.
When you send out an email to 5,000 people, okay, if you're a small business and you're working hard and you get a list of 5,000 people, it sounds pretty impressive, right? 5,000?
Yeah, no kidding.
With the click-through rate, when you go through the open rate and the click-through rate, only 100 people are actually clicking on your email and engaging with the video or order form that, whatever you want to sell on that email. With text, it's quite different. Our open rate's 98%, not 18%. And our click-through rate we're seeing 58% click-through rate, which means 2,800 people, roughly 50% of the people you send a text to are going to engage with your content on the mobile landing pages. By the way, that's also what we're talking about here. We're not talking about text marketing. That's been around for a long time. We're talking about marketing automation for mobile. It encompasses all the pieces you want, right? Text, mobile landing pages, where you can have sales offers and funnels and so forth. And then automation, what happens based on what they do on that page. If they sign up for something, fantastic. They go down one track. What if they don't? Well, our system's intelligent enough to know what people have not done. And we can coach them through the process. And that's how our conversions go way up. So it's very, very different. It's very, very sophisticated. But automation is key for any business. Today's world, you've got to automate.
So I
Amazon
have to
started
say,
this a long time ago.
Obviously, I've opted into a ton of stuff over the years on my email. I mean, we all have, okay? But people constantly email me after 5 and 6 and 7, 8 years. However, I've only opted in once to a text campaign that I still get text messages from. Do you know who that is?
Starbucks.
Donald Trump.
Oh.
Right. No, I got one the other day. And we're in 8 months into his presidency. Do you remember when he was on the campaign trail and every single time he was in front of the camera, he had text, I think it was text Donald to 70, whatever it was at the time.
It was Trump. Yeah. Text Trump.
So, yeah. Text, of course. Text Trump too. And he had that for a year, every time that camera was on him, he had that. And I remember about 6-7 months in, Hillary caught on and Hillary started doing it. It was like too late, right? But I still, whenever there is something going, he or whoever, right? Whoever is doing it, he's texting me still. Donations, selling whatever. He's selling his hats or whatever. And I thought, wow, talk about the campaign's over, obviously. He won the election, obviously, and he's still asking for money. So, and I get about 2 texts a month right now from him, from his staff.
Yeah.
And I read them.
I actually wrote a blog on this because Obama, in his campaign practices using email marketing, did something really significant. In fact, there was a whole study done on subject titles, right? So everybody's clamoring to try to get people to open emails. And he had a very short word. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but to open his email, and it performed phenomenally. It was excellent. So you watch how his team has done marketing. Political campaigns are, you must observe them as a marketer. So when he did his video endorsement of Hillary, it was like 2 to 3 minutes. When the video ends, his call to action, or what we call a CTA, right? His call to action to get engaged with Hillary's campaign was to text. He didn't say go to her website. He didn't say donate. He said text. And why?
I didn't see that.
Because if you were to join that list, the engagement level trumps everything. I'm not kidding. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, WeChat, it doesn't matter. SMS is by far the most engaging channel on the planet. In fact, 50% of all usage on the iPhone, according to Apple, is SMS.
So let's talk about what SMS is, because you and I had a conversation privately about my campaign the other day, and we were talking. I was like, "Wow, I can use video," and you were like, "Yeah, you should do like this 10-minute or 10-second little quick video on, click the button or something." And I thought, I didn't even know I could send that through the system. I mean, obviously, I can send you a video personally, but sending a list, a quick little 10-second video to go click on a link, that's pretty powerful. And so, but you said, well, that's because it's SMS, not MMS or something. So I kind of maybe want to explain that.
Sure. An SMS is defined by the carriers as 160 characters or less. Now, if you're a little verbose, you can write a long text to your friend that's a few hundred characters. It just counts as 2 text credits. Most of us as users have unlimited texting with Verizon or AT&T, so we don't really care.
Right.
When you're doing marketing, though, business to business or business to consumer, you have to watch that.
Yeah.
Our platform's pretty different. We also offer MMS, and that's a multimedia message sent within the text. That's where you add a picture, a graphic, a GIF, or video inside above the text message, and that becomes an MMS. Now, once it becomes an MMS, you have up to 1,500 characters to send, and that still only counts as 1 credit. We do things a little differently. We're a marketing automation company, not a text company, so we don't really charge extra for that kind of thing.
Wow.
But it is beautiful and engaging. And in fact, if you want to see it right now, you can simply text the word START. Doesn't need to be all caps, doesn't matter. It's just the word START to 72000. 72,000. The word START to 72,000. And you can kind of see how it works right on your phone.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. And thank you for explaining that, because I didn't know the difference. So just to be clear, Trump sends MMS.
Oh, yeah,
because
definitely.
He sends a big image with something, him and his, I say him, he's not sending it, his team. And then the message is long. I mean, it's definitely not 160 characters. It's like takes up like that. And then at the bottom, it's like link, go there and give us money or something, whatever the donation is or whatever they want you to buy. But that's an interesting, I didn't know the difference between SMS and MMS. So thank you for that. So Mobit does MMS, which is more of you can add GIF, video, or image, right?
That's right. You're limited. The videos can only be of so much size. AT&T won't send it through if it's going to be super big, but we take care of all that. We do all the encoding and do all that for our clients. By the way, one more anecdotal thing about Trump. Yeah. There's a company that saw this wave of popular movement, just like with Obama. I mean, it's not a political thing. It's just a marketing thing. He said, I'm going to make money off this. So in a very short period, they made, I think it was $4.2 million off of selling Trump commemorative gold coins. I'm not going to say who it was. You can do some research. You might have heard of a show that has a shark in it. But this person's one of our clients as well. And I was just blown away by how much they were able to engage and market and do things.
So gold coins with Trump on it?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. $4 million in sales. That's got to be, 8 months ago, right when it happened, the inauguration. And all that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't know how much they're making.
Who knows they're making now? That's actually really awesome. So I think the one thing about political campaigns, because there's such something on the line, there's a lot on the line. Yeah. And Like Obama, I remember when Obama, his opt-in page was revolutionary. I think it was the 2008 campaign. We had like a seminar on it, basically. I don't know if you remember this, but the opt-in was, and he was looking like that at the opt-in box. So it was just one big page, one big image of him, and he was just looking. It looked like he was just like staring off in space, but on the page he was staring at the opt-in box, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that's it!" You know. And so political campaigns, because there's so much money behind it and so much on the line,
millions, and
they
millions.
can just do stuff that really revolutionize the marketplace. You know.
Sure.
So I
That's
think it's
exactly
really
right.
fun to watch it, and I still to this day get give us some money from Trump. So. Anyway, so moving on. So let's talk about the future. So where we're at now, there's definitely a huge opportunity with it because the open rates are super high. So of course, my little voice in my head goes, well, Jim, that might change, or is it going to be expensive? I remember back in the day when they said email marketing's free.
Right.
That's hilarious. Okay, so it's not free. Okay, like, oh, what do you mean? It's just not. Same thing with mobile. So with mobile, tell us about the future. What you think is? You
Sure.
probably have your hand on the pulse on that.
Sure. So once I realized that SMS was a powerful channel, I got really excited about it until I learned of the laws. So the TCPA is a piece of legislation that regulates everything from auto dialers to automated texts. And I went, oh, you mean you can't just text anybody? That was my initial reaction as a marketer, right? And I've heard that time and time again over the last 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love the law. I love it. And this is why.
Okay.
If you can text anybody, so can Kellogg's, so can Home Depot, so can everyone else. And then the channel is spoiled and ruined again. Yeah. One of the reasons email is not going to come back is because in some ways it's already been ruined. Yeah. For business to business communications, it's great. I'm saying from a marketing channel, it's been diluted to the point where it's just not as effective. That's not going to happen with SMS because you need someone's permission to text them. And we execute 7 strategies for businesses to build their mobile list. One is to send an email to your mobile list to get them to opt in. We've seen huge rates doing that. One is to get opt-ins right on your website. Another opt-in would be to text START to 72,000. So if you want to see a couple strategies about how to build your mobile list, just text START to 72,000 right now. And I have an exclusive video that you can get where it shows you all these strategies. Mm-hmm. So that's another method. Social media. We integrate with Facebook, for instance. We run Facebook campaigns, and somebody fills out a Facebook form, boom, automatically they get a text message sent to them and any of the content that they've requested. So the law is protecting the channel so we can still reach people. I got to the point where, what are you going to do? You're going to spend a bunch of money with Google and Facebook. You're going to email market everybody you can to death until you can try to reach them. You don't need to do that anymore. If you do it properly, which you need permission to do, they're not going to be inundated. So SMS is not necessarily going to go the way of email. Mm-hmm. The open rates might go down from 98%, but they have to fall quite a bit to be as low as some of these other methods. So the channel's protected. I love it. So
one of the things I just heard, and I want to pull it out because it was great. So if you already have an email list, everyone, you can email your email list to say, hey, go text START to 72,000 or get on your own keyword in your own campaign. So basically you can transfer your email list to mobile. So I want you to kind of get that because it's really, I mean, I just had a conversation with Jim earlier and he said, you have like 200 people on your list for in Mobit. And I went, oh, that's kind of low. And he's like, no, that's like having 8,000 people on your email list. I'm like, right. Really? So you have to get, there's a huge disconnect with that probably. Sure. So you're like, why would I get people to go from email to mobile? Maybe you could talk to that. And also, by the way, I meant to ask you this. Why did you say to me, hey, that's like having 8,000 people on your email list? I'm super curious.
Well, going back to the numbers. So the open rate, when you combine the open rate and the click-through rate on 5,000 emails, our math, according to MailChimp, and 18% open rate means only 100 people. So 5,000 people you email, only 100 people will actually click on the email. With SMS, with a 98% open rate, now you send it to 5,000 people, 4,800 people open it. And then with our click rate of 58%, you're getting 2,800 people of the 5,000. So half of the people are clicking on the link and engaging in your content. So a very small list, in fact, 10 times smaller. So a 500 person list for mobile will outperform 5,000 emails by 2.5 times. That's what I'm saying. You can get started right away and have a tremendous benefit. Let me give you a quick story. Amish farmers market. This guy calls me from Ohio, and he's not Amish. He uses technology and everything. And he says, I've got a list of 6,000 people I can email, but I don't really engage with anybody anymore. My open rate's only about 17%. It's pretty frustrating. I want to do mobile. I said, Ron, this is the first thing we're going to do. We're going to send out an email. He said, Jim, why are you talking about email still? I want to build a mobile list. I said, because you have 6,000 people. And if 17% of people open that, that's 1,000 people who will read your message. Now, what are you going to offer them to join your mobile list? And he said, well, it's so valuable to me. I'll give them a $10 gift card to the first 100 people that do that. I had no idea of the 1,000 people that opened his email, how many would opt in for mobile and click the link and opt in. He had virtually 100%. So basically 1,000 people opted into mobile. He doesn't practice email marketing anymore. And once a week, he sends out his coupons for the marketplace via mobile. Everything goes out via text to a landing page with a coupon and people can redeem them. I don't want any more emails. I mean, I would opt in for mobile for sure. And you can opt out easy too. We haven't talked about that, but text stop. All you got to do is text stop if you're done. It's just an unsubscribe. And that's important for marketers. We only want people who are actually engaged and want to receive our content. So I join lists all the time to see what people are doing. And I opt out of lists. But I have seen our opt-out rates be really low because everyone's going to receive that text and be engaged. You don't need to inundate them with email. You don't have to send them 3 emails a week. If you send them a text, they get it. They've seen your offer and they're going to buy if they want to buy. If not, that's it. You move on. I mean, 1 text a week is enough.
Is enough. No, that's enough. They'll open that. That's interesting. You said that about the Amish guys. That's impressive, actually. Now I'm going to do that.
He's not Amish. That was the thing I was confused with the most. I'm like, why are you calling me? How are you using this email marketing stuff?
How do you have a phone?
He said, no. I'm not Amish. The vendors are. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's interesting. But the Amish still has a phone. His clients, basically his buyers are that. Okay, by the way, who cares? So I think that's really interesting. Now let's talk about international. Right. So as you know, I'm on podcasts and podcasts are definitely international. And last I talked to you guys, which is a while ago about this, you said you can't, it only works in US.
Oh, no. It's international. You just have to use a different number. Okay. So the number 72,000 is what we call a short code in this country. It was developed about 5 to 6 years ago. Okay. And it's a much better technology than long code. Long code is like your phone number, right? When I dial 10 digits to call you on your cell phone, that's long code. It's a poor service, believe it or not. They never expected text messaging to be as powerful as it is today. It was built for Amber Alerts and storm warning, hurricane watch, things like that, right? And so they built this separate network called short code. Well, 72,000 is a US code. Now, we work with short code in Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand. But if you're listening to this right now and you're in Germany and you want to text us here in the States, it's a long distance number. So you would just text a longer number. And we do have German numbers for our German clients. But if you're, to list numbers for every country, that would be forever. So is it like one number? Can you what about yours for Mobit? Do you have I'm looking it up. This is something I don't normally.
Because people are listening. We're on a podcast. We're on YouTube. People listening all over the world, Australia, Germany, Europe. I looked at my stats and I have people in China. Hello. that are listening. So what is it?
So I've got 24 long code numbers from New Jersey to LA. I'll give you a number. You can still text the word start, but the number's going to be different. So if you're listening internationally, you want to text the word start to the long code number of 315. So +1 315 930 0300. So +1 315 930 0300.
Okay.
So it's longer. It's not as great from the stage or in a podcast to say. So, the bulk of our business is here in the United States, but it does work internationally. We've had customers like John Maxwell. You guys have probably heard of him. Dave Ramsey, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, others use this everywhere.
Awesome. Oh, I love that. Well, thank you for that, because I have been interviewed by people in Europe and Australia, and they're like, does that work here? And then I didn't have the number. So I was like, no, it only works in the United States. But because mobile's everywhere, especially when you go outside the United States, I'm finding that it's even more so. Mobile is way more prominent, I think, even outside the United States.
Right.
It truly is. I have to laugh because the other day I was driving down Lamar here in Austin, and I see these two gentlemen who are walking their dog. Obviously, they're somehow together at some level, right? They're just like, staying next to each other walking. And both of them, they're walking the dog. One guy's got his hand on the dog, the leash, and then the other hand is on his phone. And the other guy has his phone. So they're both walking with their head down and the phone. Now, I'm like, then what's the point of walking? But that's what people do now. That's just what they do. I went to New York recently, and it was like everyone was just bumping into each other because everyone's on their phone. So it's just what they do now. Unfortunately, at the same time, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at the SMS. You might as well, as a marketer, tap into that. Is kind of what I'm saying. So
exactly.
Now's the time to do it. So go ahead and text START to 72,000. Watch Jim's video in its completion. And by the way, he knows how much you've completed because he's called me out on mine. I've only watched 25% of that video, and he called me out. He said, Heather, I see you've only watched 25% of the video. So that's the kind of cool stuff you could do. By the way, you can call your clients and go, you've only watched 10% of the video. So that's kind of cool stuff that you could do, by the way. I think that was really funny that you texted me that, like, hey, you've only watched 25%. I'm like, how'd you know that? How'd you know that? So those are the kinds of
what's interesting about that is in the world of marketing today, there's three things that are really, really important to practice. One is personalization.
Yeah.
We want to know what people are doing, what their interests are. We don't want to send out, for instance, the same email to everybody. I mean, what if they already bought the pair of jeans, or maybe they're not interested in jeans? Okay, so personalization. You need to be able to segment your data, right? You want to target people and personalize your message so that when I get a message, it says, hi, Jim. And I get on my landing pages, it addresses me personally and says, thank you for buying those pair of shoes or whatever it is. And the third thing, and this is big, is automation. A lot of businesses don't know where to start. How do I automate my business and grow it? What we've built in our system combines those three things and makes it really, really powerful. And you'll learn those things when you watch the video. So that if you want to understand how to automate your business, you've got to do a little investigation. And on top of all this, by the way, there will be an opportunity for anybody who does text in to book a one-on-one strategy call with one of our marketing experts. We'll spend 30 minutes looking at your business, finding out what you do, how you monetize it, and give you strategic examples of how we've done business growth strategies for other businesses. So that's a free consultation. So if you're interested in learning more about how this could work for your business or what you would do, you'd say, well, Jim, I'm in real estate. How does this play for me? We have real estate agents. I own a golf course. Well, the PGA is a client of ours. So we have big clients, but a lot more smaller clients. So it doesn't matter what industry you're in. We've got examples. Like I said, we've worked over 1,000 businesses in different industries. So this is applicable to everybody. This isn't just, I don't have a podcast, so I don't need to use the keyword text START to 72,000. There's lots of ways to automate. We have pest control companies that automate everything they do off of our software platform.
That's really smart to do that, pest control. I mean, any kind of small business, local business like that. Let me ask you a question. I do a lot of stuff with Schedule Once, and you actually scheduled this call with Schedule Once, and I did ask for your mobile number in that process. But obviously that was with a different software. Can that be connected to Mobit.com if you opt in?
It is connected, yes. We work with Schedule Once. We work with Calendly. We work with Facebook, Amazon. Over 800 software platforms we integrate with.
Oh my
so
gosh,
we already do some pretty wicked stuff. Oh yeah, Amazon. We've got Amazon sellers. If you sell products on Amazon, give me a call because we've got some really cool stuff that's going on. Like I said, we've got people that sell tennis rackets, self-tanning solutions, bow and arrows. I mean, it doesn't matter. Our software is used for all of them.
Oh
but going back to integrations, Facebook. Is a huge integration for us. We're doing some really cool stuff. If you do Facebook ads of any kind, you kind of want to see what we're doing for some universities now with that. It's just pretty much every software, Salesforce, HubSpot, Marketo, calendar solutions like Schedule Once. We integrate with all of them through a platform called Zapier, Zapier. And what they did was they built a connection so where if you connect to them, you're in the club. And all the best known solutions out there like Trello, Slack, they're all in that marketplace, and we connect to everyone. So
let me ask you a question. So on Schedule Once, and I'm asking because I'm sure someone else listening, I've been using that software for 2 years. If I connect tomorrow on Zapier or even today, those people that have collected for 2 years, can I text them?
Well, usually you build the automated process first.
Yeah. Okay. So I didn't.
But again,
now I'm doing it.
Yeah. We'll actually give you some tips on what you can and can't do. Okay. So for marketing purposes, you can't just automatically start texting people. You need their permission, and we'll walk through those techniques.
Yes. Okay. So you can maybe send data.
But if it's just a meeting confirmation, you don't need permission for that. Like I have people sign up for my webinars, and they sign up from all over the world, and we just send them reminders before the webinar. Hey, the webinar's starting in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Those follow under notifications. So you ever get something from UPS or FedEx or even Amazon, you might get a notification. They still, to cover themselves because they don't want to get fined, still put you through terms and conditions when you opt in for notifications. But medical practices like dentists and other things, it's not as stringent when you're not doing marketing.
When you're into marketing.
Yeah, if you're just sending a confirmation of someone who booked with you Schedule Once, you can just send a text. They don't need to opt in for that.
Oh, cool. Well, we'll definitely talk offline then, see how I can start marketing the people that opted in. Okay, great. So thank you so much. Where can they go to learn more? One more time.
Okay, text the word START, START, to the number 72000, 72000. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because I want you to experience it. You'll have instant access right on your smartphone to watch the video or book in with one of our experts. You can certainly go to our website if you'd like. That's www.mobit.com. But I strongly suggest just texting. Yeah. It's the fastest way to kind of see it in action.
You're probably listening to this podcast or video possibly on your smartphone while you're working out or whatever. So you can even still listen to us and go over and text the word START to 72000 and come back. So thank you so much, Jim, for being here. Guys, I use this myself. You want to see my landing page, it's text Heather to 72000. You can see kind of what I'm doing, and maybe you can go, oh, I could do the same thing. I kind of do what Heather does. So I get that. But do both, because he does have an amazing video that works through the whole process and all these examples. It's truly different examples of different companies. So you can start to see the different ways, different entities and companies and strategies that are out there and working, right? And the differences. So I highly suggest, so go to START 72000, text START to 72000 and go check out Jim's video. All right, Jim, you rock. Have a great day. And this is The Win with Heather Havenwood. Have you ever wanted to stop the 9-to-5 grind and start your own business? Then now is the time to start and grow a business. Hi, I'm Heather Havenwood, and as a female entrepreneur and business coach, I can help you double your income and triple your time off. My gift to you today is a free one-on-one strategy session with me personally. Go to coachwithheather.com. That's right, go to coachwithheather.com.
Thank you for listening to The Win with Heather Havenwood. Interested in coaching with Heather? Go to heatherhavenwood.com and sign up for a business discovery consultation. Here is your free gift for listening. Get 3 audio chapters of Heather's book, Sexy Boss, How Women Empowerment is Changing the Rulebook, when you text the word SEXY to 72000. Again, text the word SEXY, that is SEXY, to 72000 and receive your 3 audiobook chapters. Number is good only in North America. This is a Sexy Boss Wrap. This podcast is a copyright of Havenwood Worldwide, LLC.